Hey guys, how's it going? Markel here, back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a great day today. With that being said, it is Monday, so time for Q&A. I have 3 questions today. I'm going to try to answer those to the best of my ability. And for anyone out there who's had a different experience than what I'm going to explain, please leave a comment below. Okay. So let's get started with the first question, or the most recent question that I got. I got a question from someone who wants to know, do I know anything about the reentry code back into the military? Okay, so for those who don't know, the military has reentry codes 1 through 4. 4, at least for the Army, I don't know how it is for the Navy or the Coast Guard or the Marines, but a 4, RE4, basically means you cannot re-enter the Army or any service at that point. R1 allows you to, leave the Army and join another branch, Navy or whoever it is you want to join, okay? Basically, the process is similar to the process of correction of military records, okay? But you're gonna need help to do it. I don't know the exact steps you need to try to change your re-entry code. Normally what is suggested is that you go back to your recruiter for help. If they don't want to give you help, you can possibly try the Comp and Pen office for the VA. If you still can't get any answers there, you can try the service organizations like DAV or VFW. You still can't get any answers there, you can try to go to your congressperson or your senator. And as a last result, you may have to hire an attorney, okay? But that's as far as I know about the re-entry codes when it comes to the U.S. Army. Now for the Navy, they have their own Board of Corrections. I believe the Marines go to the same one as the Navy. I could be wrong about that, but that's as far as I know about re-entry codes, okay? All right, let's move to the next one, which someone wanted to talk about telehealth. Now let me say this again as a caveat. For anyone out there who's looking to move to another country, you're still dealing with the Department of Veterans Affairs. You're still getting your medications from the Department of Veterans Affairs, okay? I have said this many times. You as a veteran need to let these people know what you're doing. There's been several situations now where you guys will leave, you don't tell nobody nothing, you're in another country and you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing, who to contact, how to set things up. This is why before you leave the US, you talk to your psychiatrist, you talk to your doctor, physical therapist, or whoever it is you're seeing at the Department of Veterans Affairs. Make them a part of the process of you leaving because they can help you, all right? Now, each VA is supposed to have a travel veteran service, okay? Basically, it's for people in the states, who are like snowbirds. For example, in Arizona, you get a lot of people who come down from Michigan or New York to the warm weather in Arizona. Same in California. And what they do is they basically set it up. They'll call and let Phoenix know, hey, we're getting ready to come down for the next 3-4 months. Okay, cool. So they've already got it set up and the travel VA coordinator knows, hey, they coming to Phoenix. Let's go ahead and put them in the system, so on and so forth. Now they have been using that, and I'm not saying that's the correct way it's supposed to be used, but they have been using that coordinator for me because I still have a Florida address, although they know I'm in South America, okay? So any medication changes I wanna make that I'm receiving here, which I'm gonna talk about this in a different video, they can send it to my mailing address in Florida. I can then receive it from Florida to here. I just gotta pay for it. It's not free, okay? That's the difference. But that's basically the way you gotta handle that, man. And if you start with your VA in the States and they say, okay, we don't deal with veterans outside the country. Okay, no problem. Look at where you are. Where is the closest VA to where you currently are? So for example, and I use this in the comment section, if you are south of the border, meaning you're south of Mexico, you're in Mexico, south of Mexico, you got 2 options, okay? Florida VA or Puerto Rico VA. Now these VAs are well aware and they have many veterans that live outside the country that they deal with. So setting up telehealth with either Florida or Puerto Rico is not an issue. You have to call them. You have to start the transfer, okay? It's all done electronically now. You can call Florida, Miami VA, for example. Tell them you want to set up to be seen at the Miami VA, but let them know where you are. Once you let them know where you are, they know now they got to do everything digitally instead of you coming in. They're going to mail you a form that you got to fill out, or they'll email it to you. You fill out, send it back to them. They start the transfer process. They then will set you up with a telehealth appointment. Okay, you start like that. Works the same way if you're in the Philippines or on that side of the world. You got Guam and you got Hawaii. Again, they are well aware of this because there are many veterans already set up through their system who are living in other countries. All right, again, I want to stress this one more time. Before you leave the US, before you go to any country that you're going to move to permanently, please tell your providers what you are doing because they are the ones who can help you. And attitude, before I move to the last question, attitude, man. This is where attitude comes in. Nobody wants to work with an asshole, okay? You go in, you be respectful, you talk to people like you got common sense. Hell, everybody got problems. Providers got problems. Psychiatrists got problems. Nobody wants to be treated a certain way. Okay, here's the bottom line, guys. Attitude. Treat people with respect and it gets reciprocated. When you treat people like shit, nobody's in a rush to help you, okay? But please, to save you guys who don't have any type of third party, who have no other way to figure out how you're gonna get medications or get help, you should have talked to your providers before you left, let them know where you are, and they can assist you moving forward, instead of you being out there in the dark trying to figure it out later, okay? Because you're only hurting yourself by thinking that you're doing something and what they don't need to know, and then you turn around and you need those very people's help. Always start with your providers before you take off and leave and go anywhere. Let them know what you're doing, okay? And then the last question that I got is a question regarding Voc Rehab. I had someone wanted to know about starting a small business, if they already been through Voc Rehab, do they know, will I know if they qualify, so on and so forth. Okay, the easiest way to find out if you still have Voc Rehab benefits is to go to EBenefits. And I mentioned this before. Go to EBenefits, look to your left side, go down the line to where it says additional benefits. Click on to additional benefits. That list right there is all the benefits that you are entitled to right now. So when you go to education, or you go to, you see it at the bottom, Voc Rehab, Readiness, and whatever they changed the name to now. If you still are eligible for that, it'll be in that list. If it's not in that list, you're probably not eligible. But to be absolutely sure, apply. Once you apply, you'll get a letter from them telling you whether or not you're still eligible. So you would know the answer to that question right away, all right? So that was the last question, guys. Any other questions you guys have, please leave comments below. Anyone else out there with information to help people who are trying to get on telehealth other than what I have already told them, please leave comments below. Now, one last thing, if you're in a country where there's like no veteran services at all, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I navigate this thing with FMP? Call FMP, talk to them. They have people there. I think they open at like 8 or 9 in the morning. I'm not exactly sure. They're in Colorado. And ask them all the questions you need to ask them, man, to make sure you get your situation squared away. So you're not wondering, okay, well, do I go see a doctor on my own? How am I gonna get reimbursed? Do I need to go get medication? If so, how am I gonna get reimbursed? Talk to FMP. They have an 800 number that you can call and you can get all the answers to those questions, all right? But before you do any of that, talk to your providers before you leave, and attitude. I cannot stress that enough, man, attitude. Your attitude is shit, nobody gonna wanna help you. Your attitude is on point, you're showing people respect, you're gonna have more people trying to make sure you succeed than fail. Okay, guys? Now, with that being said, hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out. Peace.
Your AG.